In this part, we want to visualize a vertical structure. And actually, through the streamlines, we can already see the vertical structure, but this time we will want to visualize in 3D. And we know vorticity is one flow quantity that is associated with vertical structure. So first of all, let's see how we can see the vorticity and its evolution. And since the vertical structure evolves along the streamwise direction, now we want to visualize vorticity in a cross-sectional plane. Okay, so in order to do that, we want to generate a plane, cross-sectional plane along z direction. So what we can do now is go to derived parts, generate a new part, and a section plane. Okay, so this is the right plane, right direction. And because the vertical structure is stronger in the wake of the wing, so we want to move it more upstream. So let's see in here. So it's about minus 0.9. So we can move it slightly closer. Oh, let's do minus 0.6. And here is 0, here is 0. Good. And then we create and close. So this plane is the right plane we want to do the visualization. Okay. And so we move to the scene and a plot. We want to do a scalar. Let's add a new scalar which is associated with this plane. So new displayer scalar 2 actually. And the part is a derived part. Section 2. Okay, and we want to change the function to vorticity. And actually vorticity is a vector. We want to see the x component, right? So this is x component. We can't see any concentration of vorticity magnitude. And this is because the automatic range, we keep it off, close it, and we need to change the range. So from minus 100 to 100. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's too small and some of the components are not showing. Let's see. Minus 1000 and to 1000. Okay, so this is a better way, and we can see the vorticity magnitude in here. Actually x component, and also we can see the flow separation, separated vortex produced, and also we can see the what is this in here. Okay, so this is a way we can visualize the vortex through vorticity component. And if you want to see the evolution of this vortex magnitudes, you can generate different planes at different streamwise locations and plot them side by side. Then you can see the evolution of the vortex magnitude actually. And so this is one visualization through vorticity magnitude or x component. And next, we want to see how to visualize vertical structures in 3D. That's through isosurface. And in order to do that, let me delete this visualization first, and that will give us more space, and delete it. Okay, so now we want to visualize isosurface, which can be treated as a vertical structure, and still derived parts, right click, new part, and we can choose isosurface. And in here, the region is correct. We don't need to change. And scalar, we want to, there is a very established quantity called lambda 2 criterion. And you may wonder how it's calculated. There is a solution, there is an equation for this, but I'm not introducing it in here. So we create and close. So the isosurface is this one. Yeah, so you can see it's lambda 2. This is what I did just now, but I can delete it. So this is the one we just created. And you can see it's a bit messy now. And we can, because the magnitude is not correct, we can gradually increase this lambda 2 magnitude. And you can see it's more concentrated. The larger the magnitude indicates a stronger vortex, and it's really a trial and error procedure. 100. Okay, so it's a larger scale. So let's do 500. And so we can see the vortex closer to the surface now. Still too small. 1000. Okay, I think we need to increase the magnitude still further. 5000. Let's see. Right. Now you can see the vertical structure. So there are vortices along the rib and also the outside part of the wing. And also some of the vortex filaments in the wake. And 8000, 7000. Let's change the value a little bit, increase a little bit. Yeah, so this is better. And we can see the vertical structures inside the wake. Yeah. And also on the lower side, which is very complicated. This is a vertical structure. And also there is a horizontal vortex shedding like this, and streamwise vortex shedding, different directions. And actually there are other ways to visualize vortex, and we can choose another one, vorticity. And we know vorticity magnitude is also a measure of vortex strength. And similarly, you can see the vorticity magnitude isosurface. The value is not correct, 10,000. Maybe it's too large. Let's say 100. Okay, and by choosing a good value of vorticity magnitude, we can see similar structures as visualized through lambda 2, right? But in a wake, it's not as good as lambda 2 because we see a connected surface not instead of vortex filament. And let me try to change the value a little bit. 50, maybe 200. But anyway, I don't think we can separate the big piece into filaments by using vorticity. So by comparing vorticity and the lambda 2 is a good representation of vortex. And also there is another quantity called Q criteria, which can be used as vorticity vortex visualization. And so this is a Q criteria, already quite good. And it's quite similar as Q criteria. You can see the vortex from the outside of the wing and also from the ribs. But it's slightly messier, as we can see the blobbing here. Yeah. And still we can see the vortex filament within the wake. Okay, so we can also try to change the value a little bit. Let's say 400. So we try to see the core of the vortex. And yeah, it helps a little bit. Okay. Good. So this is a Q criteria isosurface, another measure of vortex magnitude. And so in this part and the final part, we try to visualize the vertical structures and through vorticity in different planes, and also through the isosurface of Q criteria, lambda 2, and the vorticity magnitude. And by comparing that three quantities, and we conclude lambda 2 is perhaps the best solution for this visualization purpose.